Welcome back to Texas Playoff High School Football here on a Friday night. www.texanlive.com. Nick and Greg here on the call, here from the rig in Pearland, Texas. The Oilers lead 7-0, and it's Blumbrick going into the end zone. No passes, intercepted, and the Westbrook Bruins come away with it inside the 5. Their second. The first time was a fumble. This one was an interception inside the 10-yard line, and great defense here by the Bruins to save maybe a touchdown for the Oilers.
Well, Brumrick and that Pearland offense was trying to catch Westbrook sleeping, and they tried to leak a receiver. They tried to make like it was a play to the right side, and they actually leaked a receiver out of the backfield going down the left sideline, but the defensive back stayed at home. He did not bite on that play, and it was a great job by him of going up at his highest point and plucking that football out of the air for the interception.
Well, the Pearland Oilers do get to play defense inside the 5, and the Bruins have to take it from their own 2-yard line. 2 receivers set, shotgun formation, call it a pistol. Essex hands off to the backfield and getting maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Not sure if he actually lost one there. Did he get back to the 1-yard line? I think he may have lost one. We'll call it actually we'll call it even. We'll call it 2nd and 10. Did Joe Denley? He did get at least one.
And it's going to be tough for Joel Denley against this Pearland defensive line. You know, what they're trying to do here, they're just trying to get some breathing room, Nick. They just want to get it to where they don't put themselves in a more situation for.
Here comes the handoff back to the backfield and a pitch to the right-hand side, top of your screen. And wow, wait, is that the running back getting through the line? Did he tackle the running back or did he tackle the tight end? Somebody was still up trying to get through there, and it looks as though Joe Denley was brought down after he gained 1.5 yards. We'll call it 3rd and 9 here for the Westbrook Bruins.
Well, at least they got some breathing room now, so they can have a chance for a nice pass. You still have to be careful of this high pursuit by the defense of the Pearland Oilers, but you want to get off from close to that goal line because the chances and the percentages are very high to get a safety.
We'll make it 3rd and 7 here from the 5-yard line. Bruins going from right to left on your video screen. They trail 7-0. 11 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in the first half. Maybe a offsides there, but nevertheless, the Bruins have it. Pass is complete, gaining about maybe 7 yards. Getting to about the 11-yard line was Joe Denley. Not sure if he got the first. If he is, he's just shy. Maybe laundry on a play.
11-yard line of Westbrook. We're going to bring up 4th and 2.
I'm sure they're going to punt it here.
For Beaumont Westbrook.
Tried to leak him out of the backfield for a nice screen pass, but a great job by Pearland of fighting off blocks. He did get one block, which he was able to get around, but the other defenders for Pearland were just too speedy and was able to get to the ball.
Call it 4th and 2 here from their own 11-yard line. Here comes the punt. It is up. It's a beauty, and it drops around the 35. Call it now the 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. It will roll all the way around to the 43-yard line. Houston High School football wrap-up show. Tune in to Fox Sports Southwest tomorrow night from 11 to midnight for the Houston High School football wrap-up show presented by Texan Drive. Join Howard Chin, Ted Johnson, Courtney Rowland, and Courtney Madden as they take you around the city with all the week's football action. The Houston High School football wrap-up show presented by Texan Drive from 11 to midnight tonight on Fox Sports Southwest. That's Fox Sports Southwest.
Now, Pearland has the ball back. Let's see if they can make up for that blunder on the last drive, and let's see if they can get some points on this possession.
And drop back around to the line of scrimmage. Do go the Pearland Oilers. That's number 4, Diavier Pinkston on the carry, grabbing about maybe 1.5 yards. We'll call it 2nd and 8 here for the Pearland Oilers as they go from left to right on your video screen.
Well, Westbrook, they're doing a great job of competing. That defensive line is really doing their best to really keep them into this ball game.
Here comes another handoff by the Pearland Oilers and brought back behind the line of scrimmage. Getting right back to the line of scrimmage, actually, do go the Pearland Oilers. We'll call it 3rd and 9 here as Diavier Pinkston just can't make it across that 40-yard line.
Well, a great job by Westbrook of stymieing the running back and getting into the backfield, but it's unfortunate that they're wearing those pretty jerseys where you can't really see the numbers because I would love to to really single out some
Got to
of these
have your
players.
binoculars out here next time,
Yeah,
Greg.
man, I definitely need my binoculars because I would love to single out some of these players and call out some of those numbers, but they're making it tough on me with these uniforms. I must admit.
Five receiver set, shotgun formation. Here come the Pearland Oilers. Trips to the near side. Blumrick drops back to pass. Over the P, it's a screen, but going long. Nobody home. Fourth down here for the Pearland Oilers, and the Westbrook Bruins playing some defense here early on, Greg, but nevertheless, there is flag on the play. Laundry is on the field. May go against the Oilers. Maybe a holding penalty there? Ineligible receiver
downfield.
I think they'll maybe decline that penalty there.
Well, they had a lineman leak downfield because the play took so long to develop.
Yeah.
It took so long to develop, and once again, great ferocious defense by Westbrook. You know, they're showing a lot of veracity. They're really starting to compete at a very high level, and they're keeping themselves, you know, the defense is keeping them in the ball game. It's just 7-0 against this high-powered Pearland team. Now let's see if their offense could really get something going on this next drive and put up some points.
Well, Greg, this is Houston area's best, and Beaumont only dons 4 schools in their area. I mean, so this is just about all their best. Punt goes up inside the 10-yard line. It will be downed at around the 8-yard line for the Westbrook Bruins, and that's what will start their attack. Texan Live is your new home for Houston high school sports. The road to state continues tomorrow at TexanLive.com. Cinco Ranch matches up with Bel Air at 1, and then at 6, New Caney faces off against Nederland. More Houston versus Beaumont area action. It's on the road to state on TexanLive.com, your new home for Houston high school sports.
This is going to be a lot of fun, Nick. A lot of fun doing this playoff run.
Westbrook Bruins, 1st and 10 from their own 8-yard line, going from right to left on your video screen. Here comes the pitch. It's a reverse and brought back inside the end zone. No, he's going to give him the 1. That was close. He's going to give him forward progress at the half-yard line, G.
Hey, well, that was a great job by the
fans aren't happy about that either.
The fans aren't happy about it. They may have caught a break there, but a great job by the Pearland defender of fighting off the block of the Westbrook Bruin and doing a great job of really lassoing and a great job of tackling, showing some great fundamentals.
Taking a look at the replay, here it is right here, Greg, as he did get a foot there. I'll give him that. I'll give him that foot. Wow.
Hey, well, great job by him to make sure that he kept that ball out of that end zone, because now they're in the same situation I was speaking of last possession they had, where they were pinned down by their goal line. And with that Pearland defensive line, you're really going to have, if you're the West, and they're even backing up even further.
Well, they were already at the 8th-yard line. Now that takes them back to the 16th-yard line.
Yeah, the 16th, and they're almost at the goalpost. So there, you know, that offensive line is really gonna have to get a good push.
3 receivers set, 2 up top, 1 man down low, tight end to the near side. Back in the backfield, shotgun formation. Essex going across the middle. Pass is almost incomplete. Make it 3rd down coming up here for the Westbrook Bruins. 3rd down and 17.
And see, the thing you have, see the difference between Westbrook's quarterback, he's more of a, Justin Essex is more of a drop-back traditional quarterback, whereas you have Pearland in a situation like this. If it was Pearland, you have Colonel Brumwick who could run, so he's a dual threat. So your options are really limited right here if you're Westbrook.
You know it's a passing down.
And you know it's a passing down, and Pearland knows it's a passing down. So let's see who wins this battle right here on 3rd and 17.
Pearland fans going wild here at the rig. Justin Essex with the handoff, and that time he did not get out the end zone. That has to be a safety, and it is. The Pearland Oilers go up 9-0 here. 7 minutes and 33 seconds left to go. You're watching Houston High School Football Playoffs here on TexanLive.com. What a safety there by the Pearland Oilers, bagging up the Westbrook Bruins inside the end zone for 2.
Well, yes.
They almost had it the first time, but that time
that time
it
they
was
were successful. Yeah, that was a great job of stuffing the running back in the backfield. And once again, this says, you know, the battle was won in the trenches. And it's obvious, even though Westbrook's defense, their defensive line has been playing very well since the start of the game, since that first possession. Their offensive line just can't get a push against that ferocious Pearland defensive line.
Well, Greg, on this drive, the Pearland Oilers will try to get inside the end zone. They've been stopped short twice on their last 2 possessions, one by a fumble inside the 20, another by interception inside the 10. If you're head coach Tony Heath and the Pearland Oilers, how are you going to get your team inside the end zone on this drive?
Well, I would definitely try to get the ball to number 11, Cody Williams. I mean, he's a big play guy. I would do anything possible to try to see if he can get behind some of these defenders, you know. Even though Westbrook has a tremendous free safety, you got to find a way to take him out of the ball game or take him out of a certain play. I mean, you have to dial up a certain play to where you could find a way to get Cody Williams open in one-on-one on a receiver, and so you just have to see what you can do.
On the flip side, the Bruins have been playing, we'll call it lights-out defense on their last 2 drives. What did Coach Flanagan, if you're Coach Flanagan, what do you tell you guys there on defense here?
Well, just keep competing. You know, just keep doing what you're doing on the defensive line. Keep getting good penetration upfield. Just keep competing. As long as you play hard and compete and don't beat yourself, you always stay in the ball game.
Here comes the kick on the return, and the Pearland Oilers pick it up around the 30-yard line. Here come the Bruins. They're close, and they have taken them down at around the 39-yard line. And that's where the Oilers will start their attack here with 7 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the first half. Fans, make sure to log on to TexanLive.com each and every week to vote for the Cavendish Player of the Week. Then tune in every Friday night into the Houston High School Football Wrap-Up Show presented by Texan Drive to see who Courtney Madden showcases as the Cavendish Player of the Week on Fox Sports Southwest. Pearland Oilers going from left to right on your video screen. Shotgun formation. Here comes Blumrick. And a handoff there. Davier Pinkston grabs about maybe 4 yards as he gets up to close to the 45-yard line, around the 44.
And like I said, you know, I did say that you always find yourself in the ball game if you compete. But not necessarily, that's not necessarily always the case, but you do give yourself a better chance of hanging around by competing and playing hard and eliminating the penalties. But one thing Coach Tony Heath has to be aware of, they're playing man coverage. You have Cody Williams. You know, you have to try to find a way. They're playing bump and run. If you're a receiver, you have to beat this bump and run coverage, and you have to get yourself open.
Hunter Smith lines up to the near side receiver. He's going over the middle. Here comes the pressure in the backfield, and Hunter Smith in and out the hands. I saw him going in, and he just couldn't hang on to that pass. Third down coming up here for the Oilers.
Well, that was a great job of rushing, you know, a great job of getting a nice beeline to the quarterback by the Westbrook defensive line. So that actually made him come off his initial receiver that he was looking for and made him dump the pass off. The receiver actually should have made that catch, but the quarterback was definitely rushed because of the pass rush by the Westbrook Bruins. So let's see if Westbrook could keep on bringing it on defense, because they're doing a great job right now.
Here comes Jonathan White, the Westbury transfer, in the slot up top. 5 receivers set. Blumrick drops back. Here comes the pressure. Pass is incomplete, and the Bruins force another 4th down here for the Pearland Oilers.
Well, I'm going to tell you what's happening, Nick. The receivers are just not getting open right now. I mean, you have a defense that's quarterbacked by number 6, who's the 10th best defensive back in the nation as far as free safeties are concerned, who just got an offer from Nebraska yesterday.
The Cohen Huskers.
Just got a call from TCU yesterday.
Oh.
So he's patrolling back there in the backfield, and he's in on every play. He's around the football. He's reminding me a lot of Ed Reed.
Oh.
He has some great range. I've been watching him tonight.
Maybe you need to start a recruiting agency, man.
You know?
Punt goes back all the way inside the 3-yard line. Wow, what a punt. all the way from the 44. That's somewhere about 50 plus 6 is 56 minus 3. We'll call it a 53-yard punt there.
That's a great punt.
You saw me doing my math there?
Yeah, I saw that, man. I saw that.
50 yards on this side, plus
right there.
6 there from the 44. That's 56. Minus the 3-yard, we'll call it the 2-yard line, 54-yard punt there for the Pearland Oilers.
That's part of the reason why I nicknamed you Nick the Quick. You know.
First and 10 here for the Westbrook Bruins. Last time they were in this position, Greg, the Pearland Oilers sacked them, and it's called a safety, and that's why the Pearland Oilers have 9 points here inside the 6:33 mark.
Hey, what?
Here comes Justin Essex on the play action. Ball is up in the air. Interception, no.
Well,
Pearland Oilers had 3 men on it, couldn't get to it.
that was triple coverage. He was trying to get the ball to his only threat at wideout, it seems like, and that's the U of H commit, Keith Corbin. And they're finding themselves in too much of a familiar position down here on this goal line. It seemed like the last 3 possessions,
Yes.
they've been on their 1 or 2 yard line, man. I mean, they need to find a way. Now, obviously, that was a great punt by the punter, but they just tried to take the top off the defense on that play and see if they can get something downfield.
If Tom Herman is out here tonight, I'm sure he's looking at both teams tonight, Pearland and his boy over at Westbrook. Here comes the handoff, and all the way to around the, we'll call it the 8-yard line, about a 6-yard gain. 3rd down and about 4 coming up here for the Westbrook Bruins.
Well, that was excellent blocking at the point of attack by the Westbrook Bruin left tackle. Great job by him of just opening the lane for the running back to skirt through and gain some positive yardage to get off from near that goal line.
Just under 6 minutes left to go here in this first half. Here comes a handoff, and right back up the gut, and a first down there for the Westbrook Bruins. That's Mr. Taylor grabbing a first down. Nick Taylor, number 35, grabbing a first down for the Westbrook Bruins.
Another job by Nick Taylor of just exploiting that hole, really attacking it with some vigor, you know, not running with any hesitation, just receiving the football from the quarterback and getting upfield, getting some positive yardage, running north and south. 1st
and 10 from the 17-yard line, going from right to left on your video screen. Here come the Bruins. And Essex tries to pass, but he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage, sacked by a host of Pearland Oilers, and a loss of maybe 4 yards there. We'll call it 2nd and long here for the Westbrook Bruins, brought down by number 95. That was Dean Taylor of the Pearland Oilers, the big senior defensive lineman.
Well, that's a great job by Taylor of getting into that backfield, throwing off the timing of that play. That play was just a slow developing play. And with a team as fast as Pearland, that play is just not going to work 90% of the time.
3 receivers set. Tight end to the near side. Pistol formation. Here comes the man in motion. Essex drops back to pass. Looking long. Going long. Has a receiver. Passes no. Intercepted. And brought down and around the 45-yard line. The Pearland Oilers, they take away a possession from the Westbrook Bruins.
Well, Essex seems like he just threw that one up for a prayer. He's just throwing the ball up almost like a punt. I don't even think he even saw his receiver come open. I just think he dropped back and he just launched the ball as far as he could and as high as he could. And all that did was give the Pearland safety a chance to make a play on the football.
The Houston High School playoffs continue next week, and Texan Live is your home for the postseason. Get your tickets to the state championship held at NRG Stadium in Houston by following the link on UIL at TexanLive.com. Then follow your team on the road to state at the home for Houston High School sports, www.TexanLive.com. 2nd and 12 here for the Pearland Oilers.
Not to cut you off, Nick, but once again, a great job. I'm very impressed with Westbrook's defense and their defensive line in particular. Along with that great free safety, that defensive line is really keeping them in this ball game. It's 9-0 with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. And a great testament to that defensive line and what they've been able to accomplish by bottling up this Pearland offense a lot of the time.
Blumrick works out the gun. 3 receivers set. Dropping back to pass. Going long. Has a man. No, in and out the hands. Just shy of reaching sticks. That's Cody Williams trying to grab a long one there.
Well, that's what I was speaking of earlier. You know, you want to try to get him the ball downfield in one-on-one coverage. That time he got behind the defender. It was a great job of him of sprinting downfield and showing that tremendous speed and getting open. Just him and the quarterback just wasn't on the same page. You know, it was just an overthrown pass, an errant throw by the quarterback. But that play will be there for most of the night if you really want to go after these DBs.
Westbrook Bruins finishing 4th in their district behind LaPorte, Channelview, and North Shore. I mean, wow. 6'8" football at its finest. Blumerick tries to hit a receiver on the near sideline. Team wanting a flag, but pass is incomplete. 4th down coming up here for the Oiler Nation.
And you know, and what Westbrook is showing that their 6-4 record is really not indicative of the type of football team they have. They've really come in and they've shown that they have the talent and the wherewithal to compete against a very high-powered Pearland team. So I'm very impressed with the way they're hanging into this ball game. And like I said, that defensive line is very impressive. Not to mention, again, in his games, that free safety. You will see him on the next level.
Here comes the punt, and no, he said he got a piece of the football first, so no flag there. And nevertheless, the punt is around the 26-yard line, and that's where the Westbrook Bruins will start their attack here. 3 minutes and 36 seconds left to go here in this first half. The Pearland Oilers lead 9-0. The Westbrook Bruins hanging in there, Greg.
Yeah, they're hanging in, but let's see if their offense can mosey down this field and get some points for them, because the defense is doing their job, and the defense is doing everything they can to keep them into this ball game. Now, this offense has to find a way to get downfield and score some points.
Look no further than the Aviation Institute of Maintenance. Classes are starting soon, and in just 20 months,
you know, I mean,
start your new career.
like I like to say, you can't squeeze blood out.
I totally understand. And nevertheless, time out on the field, we'll take it with them. 9-0 your score here from the Rig. The Oilers lead the Bruins.
As a Ford employee, I get to give my friends a special deal on cars, trucks, and SUVs.
It's friends and neighbors pricing, and for a limited time, we're letting everyone in on this deal.
That doesn't happen every day.
And you can see the low price at Ford.com.
There it is.
And that's the low price you'll pay.
It's that easy.
You don't have to negotiate, it's hassle-free.
It's an inside deal.
Now for everyone.
America's best-selling brand now offers friends and neighbors pricing to everyone on all Ford vehicles, but only for a limited time at your participating Texas Ford dealer.
3 minutes and 36 seconds left to go here in the first half. Westbrook Bruins trying to mosey on down the field and put some points on the scoreboard here. Justin Essex, shotgun formation, back in the backfield, make it 2. He might have to take it himself. No, has a receiver. Pass is complete, but hit hard at the 40-yard line. Nevertheless, a first down there for the Westbrook Bruins. On the pass was Justin Essex hitting number 87. That's Ty Neal, the senior tight end.
Well, great job by Neal of coming open, giving his quarterback a target, but more importantly, a great job by Essex to evade the first defender who was barreling into the backfield to try to get him down, and he did a great job of keeping his eyes downfield. Great job of poise, keeping his eyes downfield, and rifling the pass to his receiver.
3 receivers set, twins low, single man up top. Essex puts it right back in the hands of Denley, and falling forward for about maybe 5 yards. Make it 2nd and 5 here, or about 2nd and 4 or 5 here for the Westbrook Bruins.
And Denley did a great job of keeping his legs churning. He did not go down at the first sign of contact. Definitely running with some authority on that play.
Denley stands in the backfield, pistol formation. Twins to the top side. Justin Essex works out the gun. Here come the Oilers. Play action. Essex rolls out. Passes complete. I see a flag on the play. Not sure who that one is going to go against, but it's around the 50-yard line.
Pass is incomplete. We have a flag on the play.
Maybe an ineligible receiver?
Yeah, it could be an ineligible receiver downfield. I think offensive linemen leak downfield too far. They have to be aware of where they are on the field and what the play call is.
Ineligible receiver downfield
Yep,
on the
that's what it is.
Ineligible receiver.
Ineligible
In other
receiver
words,
downfield.
offensive lineman went too far down the field.
Right, that was Jamal Lane, a senior, 6'2", 280 offensive lineman. He should know better. I mean,
He should know better.
But hey, let's see if he can learn from that mistake, and hopefully he won't do that again this game and cost his team.
So 3rd and 5 here for the Bruins. Going from right to left on your video screen, all white jerseys. Shotgun formation. Here comes Essex. Pass in the backfield. And falling forward for maybe a yard or two. Was that actually a lateral? I mean, he pitched it behind him, or he threw it behind him.
He threw it behind him, so that is, if he threw it behind him, that's a lateral, yes.
He could have actually passed it if he wanted.
He could have passed it. He could have passed it.
Have you ever seen
But I was
six-man
sitting over here.
football?
Excuse me?
Have you ever seen six-man football?
No, I haven't.
That's what they
I've seen
do.
7-on-7. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
what I heard. But I was watching the cornerback on the far side of the field. He's given Keith Corbin like about 10 to 15 yards. They can run 10-yard hitch routes or turn-ins all game. And then once you catch them moving forward, you do that turn around and go.
There's the punt. It's up. Inside the 30, now the 25 rolls back inside the 20-yard line. Great job there by the punter for the Westbrook Bruins. All the way from the 47 to the 20. Make it a 30-yard punt there. With a minute and 34 seconds left to go here in the first half, the Pearland Oilers lead 9-0. Now, Pearland Oilers are going to give it one shot down the field here with two timeouts here, Greg.
Yeah, and I was watching Coach Tony Heath on that play. He threw his arms up in chagrin as that punt rolled down further than he would have liked. But he has the talent on offense to really, a minute and 34 seconds, that's enough time for him to get that ball to one of his big play receivers, because they're playing man-to-man coverage. You got Cody Williams once again. You have to try and get the ball to him.
4 receivers set, trips down low, and they're going to run it in the backfield, and still gaining yards on his feet. About an 8-yard gain, actually a 9. We'll call it 2nd and 1 here for the Pearland Oilers.
And he still has 2 timeouts, so let's see what he elects to do. If he's just tried to go the conservative route and go in with a 9-0 lead, because the Westbrook defense has been playing well as far as causing turnovers and really playing the pass well.
They're going to go for it. Well, they're going to line up for it, rather. And Diavier Pinkston, actually check that. That's number 38, Burgess. First down here. That'll stop the clock with a minute 04 left to go here in the first half.
Now, I think he may be – now, he's either doing one or two things. He's either going to just play it conservative and go in 9-0, or he's going to try to hit him with a big play and probably catch him sleeping at some point.
I think they caught the Westbrook Bruins sleeping there. Pass is complete. About a 7-yard gain. Make it a 6-yard gain for the Oilers.
I still think he has a play where he's going to try to go deep and challenge these defensive backs one more time. I just think he don't want to give them too much time if something errant happens with the pass. So I think he's kind of trying to play on both sides of the fence right here.
20 seconds left to go here. Head coach Tony Heath trying to grab another point before he goes into the locker room. And with the catch is Jonathan White, the Westbury transfer. Another first down here for the Pearland Oilers.
And see what they're doing, they're just chipping away, trying to get downfield as far as possible. And then at some point, they may just take a shot toward the end zone and see.
So does Coach Flanagan go play center field back right here?
Well, I think so, because it's 13 seconds left. So I would drop deep in coverage and make sure no one gets behind you. You know, because the last thing you want to do here is give up a big heart-breaking, back-breaking play.
I see a safety back at the 35-yard line. Blumrick drops back to pass. Has racing room. Has room. Will take it himself, and he's going to have to get out of bounds. And he does with 5 seconds left to go here.
But see, Blumrick, with his ability and his elusivity, he should be able, they're playing a lot of man-to-man bump and run coverage. So what that does, that opens up a lot of lanes because the defensive backs turn and run with the receivers. So he could really get a lot of yardage tonight by just dropping back, getting some good protection by that offensive line, and just taking off at the first lane he sees and get some positive yardage downfield.
Blumrick works out the gun. 5 seconds left to go. They've got to go to the end zone if they want some points here. Blumrick dropping back to pass, going deep into the end zone. Nobody home, and that'll do it here for the first half as the Pearland Oilers go into the locker room leading 9-0. We'll be right back. You're watching Texas High School Football Playoffs here on TexanLive.com.
Download the new Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Connect and get live scores statewide. Find games near you. Plus, get your photos on our Friday night show. This is the one app that can handle high school football in Texas. Get the App Store and type Football Friday. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the TQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Friday on Fox Sports Southwest.
Only one network is big enough to cover the great state of Texas, and only one show travels across the state to get the skinny on high school sports every week, all year long. You want the best in high school sports? Catch High School Spotlight on Fox Sports Southwest.